Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do. And you know why I do it. It's Tuesday morning. It's February 3rd and it is 4:18 in the AM. I think this is going to be my last video for the morning. But I'd be remiss in not mentioning this because it's been on my mind for a couple, 2, 3 days now. Somebody that I follow on TikTok posed a question. Now, before I get into my response to the question, I need to preface my response with a bit of information. Now, you've heard me share. I'm part of the LGBTQI community, and that's LGBTQ, y'all. And before anybody says anything snarky, because that has happened, my grandma told me a while back, if you're ashamed of it, you don't need to do it or be it. And I've lived that most of my life. Okay, so I'm out there. And as you can tell by the presentation, I'm out there. Anywho, I hope she doesn't mind me saying her screen name. Fem John posed a question. How do you shoot your shot? And I suppose the question applies to all orientations. Although, there's some pretty standard behaviors that go with both the hetero community and the LGBTQI community. So, how do you shoot your shot? That question has messed me up for days, sis. I need to tell you that. I used to be just, open and friendly and just open the conversation, posing questions, and see if there's a connect. And the connect usually comes through conversation, and I can be quite silly and quite humorous. And, if you make people laugh, they're open to a lot of levels of conversation. Now, not so much. Now I pretty much keep to myself other than recording my socio-political commentary or sharing other posts. I interacted with inveterate, narcissistic individual that pretty much cut that part of my life off, or I allowed to. Let me put it that way. There were some red flags that I ignored, and I'm sure my saying that I ignored them also flagged for the individual. I'm not going to say I'm 100% without blame. Now, I can't help the narcissist. I'm not that level of psychiatry. And from what I understand about narcissists, there is no so-called cure for a narcissist. It's like the best you can hope for is some level of managed behavior. Okay? So I'm sure my responses to their stuff raise some flags as well. So, I'm very clear about that, but it's like, as far as what was said and done and when all was said and done, I'm good. I'm self-contained, and I know, like I said, damage was done, so I don't know what the healing timeline looks like. And if anybody ever fully gets over dealing with a narcissist for any length of time. And I know that term is thrown around a lot in these streets of the internet or the interwebs, or just social media in general. But trust and believe. Yeah, I was gut punched or heartbroken at a time where I was most vulnerable, because this particular individual chose to deliver the coup de grace. That's French, at a time where my mom was transitioning from this life to the next. So it's a compounded injury and a very deep wound that is so deeply enmeshed with losing a loved one that, healing, dissecting, recovering is a process. And I am going on 4 years in now. I need to also state that prior to all of that, I was with an individual for 14 years and they passed away. So there's a lot to unpack there. So getting back to that question, I'm still working on it.